off the neighbors. Whether homegrown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper. So next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Yeah, you don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the D, you don't know about the streets, cause when you're in the motor city, everything ain't pretty but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, where we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City, when we get back on our feet. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Spike Kool-Aid for, what day is it? It is Wednesday, the 11th of October. Let me pop this out real quick. I was listening to Brad Holmes' press conference, and I'm going to need the Detroit. I need them to, it's like sometimes you can hear what they're saying and sometimes you can't. So I'm like, come on, man. We got to kind of piece together what's being said based off the responses of Dan Campbell. Let me shout out the chat. What's up, Bucky, Fresh? Great one win. Rick, a.k.a. Grit. What's up, my man? Dave is in the building. Gaddy, Paul, Robin, Evan. What's going on? Crosby. Rick says Crosby will be my top choice. Okay, so we're talking about that. Only show I regret I missed live. I appreciate that. RG in the building. What's up? What's up? Appreciate y'all. Okay, Bonzilla, you'll be there? Happy to hear, bro. Who watched First Take this morning? Stephen A. Smith, the True Detroit Hater. What do you say now? What do you say now? What's up, kid? What's up, Nate? Okay. So we got a little bit to talk about today. It's a few things I want to talk about, but I am trying to make sure I have all my data pulled up so I can get these things going. The Detroit Lions brought in some cornerback depth. What's up, Gig? What's up, Bruce? What's going on? Dern is in the building. What's up? What's up? All right, so we are going to start the show. And we're going to talk about something that it's gonna ruffle y'all feathers, a lot of y'all. So I want you to be ready. But I'm in the business of keeping it a buck. That's what I do, and that's why y'all watch the show. I'm not a puppet. I'm not a pawn. I'm not those things. I don't have somebody lording over me, telling me what I can and cannot say. And we got to have a conversation. But we'll talk about all that stuff. The power rankings for the Detroit Lions, where they wound up in the NFL. I didn't talk about that yesterday on my other channel. It slipped through the cracks with all the news I put out yesterday. And a trade deadline move, should we make one? Brad Holmes was actually on a podcast. I saw a clip of it, but then now I can't find it. And we also have to talk about a proposed trade that I think you guys are going to get a kick out of. But let's get this thing started. Says, I am going to the Monday night game. That's what's up. They was talking about who had a better chance to make to the Super Bowl, Dallas or Detroit. And Stephen A. picked Dallas? Wow. That's crazy, because you know how he feels about Dallas. So let me see. Okay. Oh, this dude is a... Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Okay, I got it pulled up. All right, so let's talk about it. Okay, so this... All right, so this segment right here is going to ruffle some feathers. But as Mike Tomlin once said, we do not care, and neither do I. I don't care. I need to get that soundbite on the computer because I'm in the business of saying what needs to be said, whether you like to hear it or not. And we have to have a conversation. That conversation, we talked about this, and we talked about it last week. It was under a different segment at a different time. But we talked about Jameson Williams. This is the guy that won't go away. And it seems like Detroit Lions fans, they don't want to give this kid, this young man, any accountability at all. None at all. I got into a Twitter debate with several different people on Twitter about Jameson Williams and him not living up to the 12th overall pick. And what I don't understand is that when the NFL draft comes around, Jalen Carter, Calvin Johnson, Matthew Stafford, there are reasons that you are taken in the first round, period. It does matter, right? Matthew Stafford, year 1 and 2, underachieved. He was hurt, and he was hurt some more. Then year 3 comes, he takes us to the playoffs. Those first 2 years, though, we couldn't say the same thing. He changed it around. Now he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Once was the highest paid player in the league. Right? Y'all remember that? Long time ago back in 2016. Things can change. Matthew Stafford lived up to the number 1 pick. But when Jameson Williams, we want to give this kid, this young man, every excuse in the book. But this is what I want to bring in here. Okay? This is coming from Jim Costa. And let me bookmark this, because if I bookmark it, I can bring this into the segment. Let me pull up Twitter so y'all can get a nice little kick out of this. I already know where we're going with this. Now, am I at this point? No, I'm not at this point. But that doesn't mean that others aren't. I had people in my comment section saying trade J-Mo from the very beginning. Okay, so let me get to my bookmarks because I can't see. Let me get to my bookmarks. I got to go there. I got to go here, and I got to go to my bookmarks. Just put it in my bookmarks so it should be there. All right. So if y'all been watching me in any of my journeys on YouTube, I am not a puppet. That's not what I do, right? I don't, there are no strings on me. You might have other creators that they got strings on them, or they're worried about getting canceled, so they want to tell you what you want to hear. I'm not that guy. All right. So that's just the reality of the situation. But Jim Costa, I want to say that this guy is part of 97 Won the Ticket. I'm not sure. I don't watch that show, but I think y'all going to get a kick out of this. Here is a trade proposal, and it involves one Jameson Williams. Check this out. Let me bring up the chat so I can see y'all reaction to this. He says, Lions trade proposal, J-Mo, plus a pick for Brian Burns. The pick depends on if he's extended, 1st and 3rd. Panthers get Bryce Young's favorite college target and a pick for an expiring player. Lions get a 25-year-old double-digit sack machine opposite Hutchinson to chase a title. Now, I don't even know who this, I think I've seen him a couple places before. Now, this could all be hypothetical. This could all be, he's hating on him. I don't know what it is. He has do it and no way. I think to see the percentages, I would have to click on it. So what do y'all want me to do? I'll let you decide what I do. You can't reverse this. Should I pick do it or should I pick no way? Do it or no way? I see 2 nope. To the nope. Rainbow Girl says nope, no way. Okay, let's see. No way. Look how close that is. And the majority of his people say do it. And y'all think that I am making this stuff up, that I'm hating on this kid. I'm not hating on Jameson Williams. I'm not hating on Jameson Williams at all. 57% chose to do it. Okay? What does that tell you? Listen, I just say what you may or may not want to hear. That's all I do. That's all I've ever done. But what it seems like when it comes specifically to Jameson Williams, there is no getting around that there is some type of spoiling going on, right? I didn't put this poll out. I chose no way, right? Do a poll in the chat, says Rainbow Girl. I could do that. I could do that. J-Mo needs to step up, says Dave. Bucky says no way. Okay, so let's focus on why do you think that out of 5,063 votes, that 57%, which is just over 2,500 people, said no or do it. Why do you think that is? There's a reason behind that. And all I do on YouTube is tell you that reason, right? I tell you that reason. Jameson Williams, this guy here, I mean, you will debate on people to death. And I couldn't really talk about this in my video yesterday, so I'll elaborate a little more here, right? When it comes to J-Mo, and we talk about Jameson Williams and the pick, where he was picked at. He was the best wide receiver coming out of the draft, right? Correct? Okay. That's what the synopsis was. The consensus was he was the best pick. He would have been the first wide receiver taken off the board if he was not hurt. We took him at 12. Jalen Carter has played 5 games, and there are people in this chat right now that would prefer him over Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs, why would you choose Jalen Carter over Jahmyr Gibbs? You have already decided that Jalen Carter is better and a more valuable pick than Jahmyr Gibbs. Jalen Carter is all pro at this moment, according to all y'all. But when it comes to Jameson Williams, who has played more than 5 games, he gets every pass in the book. What is amazing to me about this whole thing, his dad said he signed up for this. His father said that, right? But we, as Detroit Lions fans, this guy can do no wrong. Now, you either are on the fence, you either love him or you hate him. There's no in between. There's no in between. I'm not saying trade him. That's not what I'm saying. Why is over 57% of this guy's fan base saying trade Jameson Williams? Why are you in the chat today saying trade Jameson Williams? So let's take a poll. I need a producer. So we'll start a poll. I'll just put, okay. See, now I got to type this out. Should the Detroit, and this is why I should prep this stuff. Should the Detroit Lions, and stuff is going to be spelled wrong, okay? Because I'm trying to do a bunch of things. Trade J-Mo for Brian Burns. J-Mo and a first. And we'll see what the chat says. Thank you for that idea, RG. For J-Mo and a first. and a first. Okay. Yes, good thing yes or no is already put in there. And we'll see where we're going. Let me go to the chat while we see. Let me see. How long has this segment been? We have been. All right, let me move this. Okay, we've been going for 8 minutes, so we got to make this quick because I don't want to go on too long. We'll let that chat. We'll let this poll be up for 60 more seconds, and we'll see. We'll see what you guys say. J-Mo needs to step up. No way. You got a proven commodity that will make your defense elite. When he breaks a couple, I wonder what they're going to say. They're going to say about time, Derwin. I don't understand that. I will come to that in a second. If we give up on J-Mo now, he'll go somewhere else and shine. We don't want like we want him. He just needs to develop, be patient. I'll give a second for Burns, maybe add a later pick. Too many people in today's world want instant gratification. Bro, that's facts. Smooth brain, no way. Watch Holmes' interview on NFL Network. Watching, yes, I saw that he was on there, but I couldn't. I had to do the show. No. Okay, so 92% out of 24 votes, which is nowhere near this, says no. Okay, cool. We're in the poll. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below about this trading Jameson Williams and a second for Brian Burns. I am going to disagree with this, but I get why people want to do it. Let me get that out the way. All right. Now that the segment is over, what I'm trying to get from y'all and help me understand is why does he get a pass? Jahmyr Gibbs doesn't get this pass. Aiden Hutchinson does not get this pass. For some reason, Jameson Williams gets a pass. I have heard people calling Aiden Hutchinson a bust. I have heard people call Jahmyr Gibbs a bust. But I'll be 44 this year. And I'm right in that sweet spot of spoiled children and parents that beat you with sticks, right? Right in between there. Sticks, they grab anything, a broomstick, a car handle, it doesn't matter, right? Used to get beat. That's the bottom line. Accountability is what I'm talking about. It seems like we lack that nobody wants to be accountable, right? Even Jameson Williams says, I got to be accountable. Justin Jefferson, injured reserve. Hope he gets better. Okay, here's Ian Rappaport. Oh, okay, so Brad Holmes' segment is 9 minutes. Let me bookmark this so I can have it for later. Maybe talk about it later. That was 65% Panthers fans. We just need to trade Chase and maybe... Okay, so let me ask y'all a question. When Jamar Chase came out of college and he had the most miserable preseason you could imagine, do you think that Jameson Williams can turn it around like that? When Goff gives up on J-Mo, then I will. Goff ain't gonna never give up on J-Mo. But what I find that we understand, if we trade J-Mo somewhere, he'll go somewhere and shine like we want him to. He just needs a little development. Be patient. Yes, Eminem, lose yourself when Goff gives up. Okay, so, like I said, man, I'm from a different... Y'all are confusing the reality versus something else. And the reality is the NFL stands for not for long. It is a what you can do for me now. Now, our general manager drafted a guy that was not going to be the now last year. Now it's the now. Okay, he got suspended, right? Okay, now that's over. Now he's back. He needs to step up. That's all I'm trying to say is that if you're drafted in the first round, you need to play like a first rounder, but it's okay with Jameson Williams. So we'll move on from this because this thing can go in a massive circle. I want him to succeed more than just as much as the next person. But I'm also looking at the reality, and the reality is 7 games out of 1.25 years that he has underperformed. That's it. That's just the bottom line. So you want us to be patient, and that's fine. And I think asking a Detroit Lions fan to be patient is ludicrous. I really do. There is when it's hard for us to be patient, but we have to get out of our own way. We have to let go of the past. I'm done with SOL. I'm done with that. But I understand if people are caught up and they can't move. We have PTSD. I went into Charlotte's game or against North Carolina saying we were going to win. I've never felt like that. I feel like that now. But see, I also believe the NFL narrative, and you know how that feels. We talked about that. The NFL narrative is trending Detroit Lions. It's been like that for 3 years. But we can go deep into that, but that'd be like a whole different show, like a whole different channel. Jerry Rice turned it around. His career is starting out. I agree with you. He's got to step up, and he's got to step up soon. I trust our GM. He showed he knows what he's doing. No, Patrick, he has not. He has not shown that with wide receivers. He has Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's his only win as a wide receiver, okay, from a draft standpoint. You bring in Trinity Benson, fail. You brought in Denzel Mims, fail. You brought in, who else did he bring in? Right now, Jameson Williams, at this moment, fail. When it comes to wide receivers, he is like 1 out of 10. You brought in Josh Reynolds, win, right? All this. Okay, do you know what trust? Faith is based off trust. So basically what you're saying is you have faith in Brad Holmes. So do I, to an extent. Right now, he is lacking in some things, right? He's great. He's the best one we've had in a long time. He's not perfect. And he don't have all my trust. I'm just going to keep it a buck. When he bring in if you know what would have helped build my trust with him is a move at the trade deadline. But I'm going to watch this interview. I wish it came out. I saw it before I went live. Eminem 7 games is a good pattern. What is it with these people's names twice? So all the first road receivers from this year must be bust. Ain't none of them doing that good. That's a whole different thing. And you know what's funny? I asked you Monday about Zay Flowers, and he dropped he caught more than Jameson Williams has. I don't understand this. It's like you see a girl and she's cheating on you publicly in front of your face, but she's telling you she loves you, so you just stand there. I really do not get this, man. I don't. J-Mo need to start catching bricks like Jerry Rice did. Good point. I stand impacted. What's up, Aaron? What's good, man? Okay, we can get off that. The bottom line is he plays for our team. We want him to succeed. I want him to succeed, but I'm also not going to act like I don't see. Okay. I remember we talked about Jeff Okudah, and for the longest period of time, everybody was like, Jeff Okudah. You know what it was with Jeff Okudah? Remember, I don't think I was talking back then. I wasn't going live. The thing with Jeff Okudah, y'all remember, let's go back in the past a little bit. Jeff Okudah, he comes in. What is the number one thing people were saying? It takes a cornerback 3 years to develop. We can't even begin to judge Jeff Okudah until he gets in year 4. That is dumb to me. It's dumb. If you are taking in Patrick Surtain II is over there commanding first round picks, and he ain't been in the league as long as Jeff Okudah was. But we just kept finding reasons because he played for our dear old Detroit Lions. I get it, but then I don't, right? I see stuff through a different. I don't see through the Honolulu blue lens. These glasses are clear. I don't see the rose colored tint, man. This Jameson Williams thing is just ridiculous. The kid, the young man, has done very little to be drafted 12th overall. I think my nose hair is growing. Okudah gets a break, but J-Mo gets all kinds. Is Brad Holmes' interview today? Yes. Yeah, it's actually on Twitter. You can find it. I hated the Jeff Okudah pick. It was a waste of a 3rd round pick. He didn't want to be in Detroit, and it showed. He's also terrible, shake and bake. But, that's just one man's opinion. All right, so let's talk about this. I was watching the game Monday night, and my eyes were fixated on Max Crosby. Now, let me be very clear. Max Crosby is not leaving the Raiders. They would be paying him, taking a cap hit for a guy that's not on a team. That's preposterous. You have the DeAndre Hopkins, who balled out on Sunday in the loss, but you also have, and his is nowhere near what Max would be. Max, we're talking about $47 million, but Max Crosby is a guy that I would love it on his team. I was watching his story. It was a little brief segment about what he went through a couple years ago, being a 4th round pick. He's got that Amon-Ra St. Brown complex where he was taken where he was, hard worker. I would love to have him on his team, but the reality is that's not going to happen. So I know a lot of people are saying Max Crosby, but that's not going to happen. I hated the Jeff Okudah. It didn't take Darius Slay that long, only 2 years, and he was balling out, I believe. Okay, so let me ask y'all, from a 1 to 10, how good do you think Darius Slay is? I'm just curious. On a scale from 1 to 10, how good do you believe Darius Slay is? Key guys we should trade for: Chark Evans, Crosby, Young, Marlon Humphrey, Burns. Okay, so 5, 7, 5, 7, 8, 8, 5, 7. Patrick, prime Darius Slay. So let's do it again. How good do you think prime Darius Slay was or is? Okay, so I'm seeing, so Patrick is saying 9, 10, 6, says David. So prime Darius Slay was, Rainbow Girl says 6, 9. The unknown person says 9. Okay? In my opinion. Okay? How good do you think Jerry Jacobs is? Scale to 1 to 10. Right now. Crosby terrorized Love like Hutch did. I think he faked his injury to avoid facing both at the same time. Chris says 2, 6, 5, 7. Okay, the comparison I'm trying to make is that Darius Slay to me has been a beneficiary of a defensive line, and that's why I want defense. I want a defensive line. Okay, so let's do this. Let's talk about the power rankings. Depends on the game. I prefer Patrick Surtain. Rainbow Girl says fourth the most. Y'all, and I'm mean, and I'm the mean one. Man, I just think, you know what I think, man? I think that people are, let me be very careful. You have to be, people are afraid to speak truth because of what other people will see or what other people will say. And if you're going to stand for anything, you got to be willing to tell your truth. If J-Mo reaches near potential by the end of the year, he making us a legit Super Bowl contender. Okay, David, that's a big if. We could have an entire show on him. Any cornerback can look good with a great rush. That's facts. That's facts. That is facts. I'm kind of in a funky mood. I can tell. I'm a little funky because last night this whole thing is ridiculous. Like this Jameson Williams thing just got me funky. It really does. But I did see something. Dan Campbell was talking about who can play and who won't. And I didn't really hear. I didn't really hear what they were saying as far as who can play. And the injury report kind of comes out at 4, I think, today. The truth can hurt sometimes. Help for Hutch is number 1. We have no needs to get to the playoffs, but we have to face Philly and San Francisco once we get there. All right, so the Lions have legitimately, they have the number 1 seed in their grasp. They really do. They can get the number 1 seed right now. I mean, San Francisco. Okay, you know what? Let me pull up the schedule. Do y'all think that the Detroit Lions can get the number 1 seed? We don't need J-Mo. We need Pascal. The Lions need to fix their audio. They do, David. I don't know why it's like that. Okay, let's see. Let's see what the Niners schedule is. Okay, Rick says yes. Where is he? That's the bomb pick. Okay, Pascal was on injured reserve for the last 4 weeks. He went after the Kansas City game. I'm not sure what happened. He came off yesterday, right? And I want to say his 21-day window is opened. My phone is acting dumb. Okay. So if you're watching this on playback, I'm sorry. I'm kind of in a funky mood today. I'm trying not to let it show, but I'm a little funky. Not, body odor wise, but just mood. I don't know. I think I'm cut a little differently. So things annoy me. People annoy me, but that's just life. All right. So scores. Let me see. Teams. I want to know their schedule. Hold on. 49ers. I need to go to their website, I guess. Official website. All right, let's see what their schedule is. Okay, here we go. 49ers. Can the Detroit Lions get the first seed? I honestly believe their biggest competition is the Niners. The Eagles still have to play Dallas. Don't they have to play the whole NFC at least 5 times? All right, so here is the Detroit. This is the schedule for the 49ers. Beat up on Dallas. What's up, man? Should we get great O-line player to stop the San Francisco or Eagles rush? Let's see. I don't think so. Okay, people keep on texting me. All right, so let's talk about it. The Detroit Lions are now 4-1. They have a legitimate chance right now through the first quarter of the season, like the number 1 seed. They have 1 loss. The number 1 seed is still a thing. And it will be until it's not, right? So to me, their biggest competition is the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, once we get out of our own way, Then we have the San Francisco 49ers. I think the Eagles, they're going to be beat eventually. They keep almost losing, and I think they're going to be exposed eventually. So here is the San Francisco 49ers remaining schedule. They play the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson is probably a no-go, which means they will be starting a backup. The Minnesota Vikings, the Cincinnati Bengals, they're off the same week we are, week 9. They play the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Seattle Seahawks, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Seattle Seahawks, the Arizona Cardinals, the Baltimore Ravens, the Washington Commanders, and they end with the LA Rams. Barring any type of injury, because that goes without saying, who beats the 49ers? Braylon says, I believe we can get the number 1 seed. Stafford's going to do us a favor and hand the Niners a division loss. Stafford can't seem to beat them. He beat them when it mattered, which is in the playoffs. But during the regular season, he can't seem to beat them. Lions have a path to the number 1 seed for sure. I expect 3 seed and hope for 2 seed, but there is definitely a chance to take the 1 seed. Okay? And being at the bye will say a lot. I agree. Sounds like a minimum of 2 losses for the Niners. Okay, who are those 2 losses? Seahawks will take 1 from them. Okay, so y'all see, so you're saying that the 49ers are either 15-2 or 14-3. Is that what we're saying? A maximum of 2 losses? So that's 15-3. I mean 15-2. That means we can't we can't lose another game. We can't lose another game. Okay. All right, so if things go like y'all think, then the Detroit Lions can get the number 2 seed. Now, obviously, I want the number 2 seed. The number 2 seed would give us the number 7, and the 49ers would have to play the lower of the ones that's left. So we shouldn't have to play the 49ers until the conference championship. We're not getting the 1 seed if the 49ers only lose 2. I agree with that. I can see the Lions winning out, Patrick. Really, bro? Okay. Really? Winning out. The Lions winning out. I think that's a little too generous. Injury bug will hit Niners soon. It always does. What's up, Josh? Get 2 or 3 more. Okay. That's a lot, y'all. That's a lot. The number 2 seed seems possible, especially because the Eagles look beatable and can drop a couple. They will. They will. I think that it's going to come down. I think the Lions got a chance at it. They got a chance at it, but it's going to be tough. And then you can't be sitting people at the end of the year either. To win out, we need help at D-line or CB. Right now, the Lions are favorite in all remaining games. As of right now, it can happen. Okay, I believe it can happen. I do. The Niners would have to start losing for that to happen, and that can happen. Okay, let's see. Lions remaining schedule is, as soon as I pull them up, view full site, my favorite schedule. Here is the Detroit Lions remaining schedule, and this is if the Lions, and I think we can have these conversations. Our team is a good team. There's Jared Goff said it. People are saying it. We're saying it. Our team is a good team. So I don't think this is wishing. I think this is actual reality. The Lions remaining schedule: the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Baltimore Ravens, the Las Vegas Raiders. They're off week 9, same as the 49ers. Maybe that's a sign. The Los Angeles Chargers, the Chicago Bears, the Green Bay Packers. So you're saying, Robin, that we are favored to beat the Chargers? Okay, that's actually a bit of a surprise. The Green Bay Packers, the New Orleans Saints, the Chicago Bears, the Denver Broncos, the Minnesota Vikings, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Minnesota Vikings. 14-3. Okay, who are the remaining 2 losses for the entire season? I had them at 13-4 or 11-6. That's what I had. Anything above 13 wins would be above my expectations. I see the Detroit Lions with the second or third seed. I would prefer number 2 because, number 2 sets us up to play number 1 in the conference game. Let me remind you that how important is home field advantage. The only team, if my memory is correct, the only team to not win the home playoff game last wild card weekend was the Minnesota Vikings. Every other team won their home game. Okay, so Chargers and Dallas beatable. LA and Cowboys, 3 to 4 more losses, says B Love. I wouldn't be mad at that. 12-5, I'm not mad at that. I got us 13-4, somewhere between 11-6. But the way we're starting now, I mean, dropping 5 games seems unlikely. The Detroit Lions are 12-3 in their last 15. So who's to say they can't do that again and drop? I mean, we really could be 14-3. It's a big deal. But do you think the Detroit Lions can get the number 1 seed? As of right now, they're going to need some help, but I think it's possible now. Yo, Grid, I'll be performing at our Vegas Super Bowl, the real Slim Shady. Vikings always take one from us, maybe them and the Ravens. Okay, Rainbow Girl, I think that the Vikings are done. I think they're done. I think that the Buccaneers are going to get a rude awakening. They're going to see the true Baker Mayfield this weekend. He's playing very good football, but I think the truth comes out. I think he gets a rude awakening. And Justin Jefferson, he might be done for the year. They're talking about he might stay out past 4 weeks. So I don't know. I really think the Lions get the second seed. I can see that, bro. Got to run. Okay, man. Appreciate you, man. We'll get 2. Can Brandon Staley be fired before we play the Chargers? He won't be. They'll fire him at the end of the year. Mayfield is horrible under pressure. Pressure out of him. What's up, bro? Watching live from Vegas. Appreciate that. 49ers division is far harder than the Lions division. That is facts. But they are virtually unbeatable right now. I mean, this team is steamrolling people. They really are. I think they lose a couple. But Brock Purdy has 1 loss, and that was in the conference game. Tampa Bay has a really good defensive line that worries me. Yeah. Do y'all think Brad Holmes is going to be Byers? I wish I could bring this video. I wish I would have listened to this because I would have some insight onto what I think he was going to do. The way San Francisco looks right now, you need 15 wins to get the number 1 seed. That's true. The Buccaneers are definitely one of the most dangerous remaining teams on the schedule. That really speaks well for the Lions' chances to win. Oh, check this out. Listen. The Detroit Lions, I don't know if we talked about this Monday. We may have. Their strength of schedule is second easiest. After 5 weeks, their strength of schedule is second easiest. That doesn't mean a lot because teams can start winning. But right now, it's second easiest. I hope Seahawks lose just enough for us to play them at home and get our revenge. You know what, man? I'm much rather see Stafford. I'd rather see him. He didn't give up anything in the interview, just said he was prepared for whatever happens. See, Ryan, that's what I want to see, bro. I want to read between the lines of Brad Holmes. I want to see what I can deduce from the fluff that he's putting out there. Second seed will give us home playoff before the championship game. Yes, Cameron, and that's what I want to see. Of course, I would want to see first seed, but yep, home playoff, so we would only have to travel to the 1 seed. I only see us losing 2 games, the Ravens and the Chargers, but we will still be in the Super Bowl. I don't see us losing to the Ravens. I really don't. I don't see us losing to the Ravens. I think we beat them. A 0.379% winning percentage for the Lions remaining schedule. I think I saw today. Yep, that's exactly right. The game against the Chargers is basically going to be an extra home game. The Lions will have more fans than they will. That's crazy. And I started to go to that game. I went to LA, bro. I started to go to that game, but I just don't have the funds. Lamar not looking great. Well, they weren't helping him out either, man. They were dropping everything. The Lions would love to get the Seahawks for the Lions to run into whatever also. Okay, so here's where I'm at. Hear me out. Y'all know I'm a huge believer in the narrative that the NFL pushes. So let me paint this picture. The Detroit Lions they're like everything is setting up. If you look at where we're going, right? This next 4 weeks is going to be tough. If we can come out of this 7-1, 6-2, 5-3, 4-4. I don't think 4-4 is going to happen. The worst I see us, honestly, the absolute worst is 5-3. But that would mean that we would have to win 1 and lose 2. We haven't won 2 games. We haven't lost back-to-back. Oh my God, since we went 1-6. Y'all realize that? Wait a minute. Yes, the Detroit Lions have not dropped back-to-back losses since losing, 5 in a row. That's crazy. I just realized that. Okay, so this is my thought. Yes, the Detroit Lions are 12-3 in the last 15 games. That is true. And they have not lost back-to-back games since the losing streak last year. Hey, Derek, what 2 games do you see us losing? I really don't know. I could see the Detroit Lions. I don't know, bro, because it's tough. It depends on who's hurt and who's not. But face value right now, I think maybe the Chargers and maybe the Bucks. Like, I don't think the Saints are an issue. Oh, I'm sorry, the Cowboys. The Cowboys seem to have our number. So I would say the Cowboys and the Chargers. I can see that. Baltimore and New Orleans, last back-to-back losses. Dolphins, Cowboys, 2022. Yep, and that's when we start winning. Okay, so here are my thoughts on this year, your Detroit Lions for the 2023 season. I've seen the script. I've seen it. As a matter of fact, I might even be a ghostwriter. I'm not sure. I've seen the script for the Detroit Lions 2023 NFL season. They haven't shown me the whole NFL, but I've seen the script. Here's how I think it goes. I think the Detroit Lions, they get the 2nd or 3rd seed, and they host the Seahawks or the Rams. I think one of them makes it. Both of them may make it. One of them for sure. So I think it's going to be 2 or 3 teams from 3 teams from the West, 2 from the East, 1 from the North, 1 from the South. The Detroit Lions will be 2 or 3, and they will play they're going to play 6 and 7, which will be the Rams or the Seahawks. We will win the NFC North, guaranteed. I'm already calling it right now. We host either the Seattle Seahawks, who won't win their division, or the LA Rams, because the San Francisco 49ers right now look unstoppable, which will force them to seeds 5, 6, 7. Dallas Cowboys, probably a good bet. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's wrong, because the Philadelphia Eagles, the Cowboys will get 6, or I'm sorry, 5. I threw myself off. So now we have 6 and 7, which will probably go to the Seahawks, Rams. The Lions host one of those teams. They win that game. If they're number 1, okay, so the first seed hosts the lower of the remaining seeds, right? So if the Lions beat 6 or 7, then they would go play probably the winner of the NFC South. They would host them. They would host that game, okay? So then they travel to the number 1 seed, which is probably going to be the San Francisco 49ers. I think we beat the Rams or the Seahawks at home. We beat the NFC South winner at home. And we go to the NFC title game. We got It's Too Easy in the building. What's up, man? says Stafford reunion in Detroit in the playoffs would be wild. And then your video would be wild too, brother. I couldn't wait to see it. If Stafford beat the Lions in Detroit at home, we're throwing beer at him. I don't care. Hey, Derek, I was meaning. So what do y'all think about that? C. Pool says, I don't know if Dallas makes 5. I'll say 6. Okay, who makes 5 then? Who makes 5? Because now you have you got the champions, right? Us, the South, whoever wins the South outside of Carolina. Then you've got the West, which is going to be the San Francisco 49ers. Who wins the East, which means the Philadelphia Eagles, which would automatically push the Dallas Cowboys to 5 or 6. So who would get 6? Who would get 5? NFL storyline will have it for us to go against either Stafford's Rams team, Seahawks revenge games, Cowgirls for the playoffs, PI call, getting back. There we go. Rainbow Girl says, Derek, please, no more playing Seahawks. I can't take another loss to them. They'll beat us again. I'm giving up my son for adoption. I'll send you the papers. He's all yours. Well, my cutoff is 9 months, Rainbow Girl. So he's too old. I'm sorry. So that's where I'm at. I see the Detroit Lions in 2023 being buyers at the trade deadline. I see them going to the NFC title game, playing the 49ers. And I would love to see an upset. I can't quite call an upset yet. I can't. But if any team can upset the San Francisco 49ers, it is us. And I agree, the Seahawks are not going to beat us again. We will squeak past the Niners. Okay, so let's entertain my script. Now, they did not show me past us making the conference game. So I don't know if we get to the Super Bowl. But if the Detroit Lions get to the Super Bowl, what are you going to do? Now, I'll say this and we'll wrap the segment up. Just because we haven't done anything doesn't mean we can't. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people are like, well, we haven't won a playoff game. So what? So what? The playoffs are one and done. All we got to do is be hot at the right time. We are 12-3 in our last 15 games. We haven't lost 2 games back to back in almost a year. Do y'all understand that? We haven't. So there's no reason to believe that the Detroit Lions can't run the table. We're going to Rocky versus Drago, the Niners. I tell you what, if here's my plan. My plan is I got a little small nest egg that I haven't started yet. Okay. But I will. I'm going to compile all my effort to go to the playoff games. I think we can host 2, maybe the one at home we got for sure. We hit the one on the road. And then I don't know. And there are rare occasions that like there is some scenario like you can host a game, go on the road, come back. I don't know, but that's what I think. I've seen the script. I've got official confirmation from Roger Goodell that I was allowed to share it with y'all, but that is what I see for the 2023 Detroit Lions. If Lions get to the Super Bowl, okay, so 95 says trade for a wide receiver talent. I think they do that too. If Lions get to the Super Bowl, I think they'll win. At the moment, I'm more worried about the conference championship, presumably the Niners. I tell you what, when the Lions go on their run, we got to do something because I know Easy going to be there. I know Katie going to be there. We got to do something, bro. I'm talking about a bus or something. We got to carpool. We got to get I'm talking about, now the one thing I can't do is mortgage my house. I can't do that, but I do almost anything else. J-Mo got to show out this week. Yeah, he got to. You got to start somewhere. I believe we'll make it to the NFC Championship game. The Bengals were nothing the year before, and they went to the Super Bowl. Check it out, Shake and Bake. Thank you. And who else before them? The San Francisco 49ers went literally from second worst to second worst, second best. Second worst to second best in the same year. Why can't we do that? That's what I be trying to tell people. We're so stuck on taking baby steps. I understand if you want to keep your expectations low, but y'all, I'm telling you, you got to see it for what it is. And what it is there, Roger Goodell, I'm telling you, he making the calls, man. We on our way. We are on our way for sure. Bus party. RG says, are you serious? Laughing. What you laughing at, bro? Don't get me. I'm in a good mood now. Don't get me upset before I get off. Don't have steam coming out my ears, bro. But I got time. If you want it today. Oh boy, I knew we'd get to Super Bowl talk. And that's what y'all doing. So y'all just came in and just decided to just open up and just, rain on our parade. What are we doing here? I believe we need another pass rusher and we can beat. There you go. T-Say Cole says Lions are greatly improved like they did last few years. I'm getting NFC. No. Okay, so let me ask you this. How far do you think the Lions will go? You in a safe space. Unless you start critiquing my Super Bowl comments, then you ain't. Then it's all hands on deck. When the best team is copying your plays, you know you're doing something right. There you go. Lions, I'll say this, and I think it's the end of the show. I got to go pick up the kiddo. Where are we at? Okay, so 51 minutes. I was a little late. All right, so here's what I think is going to happen. The Detroit Lions are going to make a move at the trade deadline. I seriously believe that. And it's not going to be, you know what? I talked about this yesterday. So there was a guy yesterday that became available, and I just knew that we were going to sign him. His name is Van Jefferson. And I said, watch Brad Holmes sign he trade for Van Jefferson. I knew it. I was already prepping to make a video because I said, this is such a Brad Holmes move. Watch he go get Van Jefferson, who wouldn't be a bad pickup. He not Mike Evans, right? He not Devontae Adams. But I was like, that's Brad Holmes. He was over there with the Rams, blah, blah, blah. He got Super Bowl experience. I'm like, watch we go get him. It was like an hour later, Van Jefferson is traded to the Atlanta Falcons. So I got to thinking. I was like, did Brad Holmes call him? Did they call his agent? Did he try to Van Jefferson? Or he was like, you know what, Van, I see you, but I want this guy, right? Whether that guy is Mike Evans, T. Higgins, I'm just throwing names out there. Mike is a real probability, right? So I'm saying to myself, Brad Holmes, if he makes a big move at the trade deadline, he's thinking Super Bowl. And that's it. And why not? Our team 2 years ago, we weren't screaming Super Bowl, right? We weren't screaming that. None of the Matt Patricia years. You know what? Hold on. Let me try it again. None of the years we were talking Super Bowl, right? Year one, rebuild. Year two, we're 1-6. We turn it around. You're like, man, now we're talking about 12 out of 15 games won. We haven't won or lost back-to-back games in almost a year ago. This Sunday, as a matter of fact, no, it was last Sunday. Last Sunday, the 7th, right? One of the two, it was the last time we lost a back-to-back game. Why can't we go all the way, right? So if Brad Holmes makes a move at the trade deadline, he is thinking Super Bowl, and you need to start thinking it too. Just think about it. We get to the dance. Anything can happen. That's why I don't understand why we get into troll comments all of a sudden. Jay says Lions Dolphins Super Bowl. Bro, I was watching the Dolphins. And I'm like, Lord, they got Tyreek Hill. They always moving. Stop all that moving. Right? The Chiefs don't really scare you no more. You like, man, we beat them. Right? We beat them. But they don't really scare you like that. But the Dolphins, they like, the Dolphins, man, they got just speed and more. They're running backs. But I thought about that. I was like, what if the Lions, because we don't play them this year. So I'm like, what if the Lions get all the way there and play the Dolphins? Like, how crazy would that be? But I think it's okay for Detroit Lions fans to start saying Super Bowl. I mean, we've waited for this. We've waited for this for years and decades and half a century. Why not start talking? Currently, just think about it. I'm about to shake your reality right now. I'm about to shake it, right? You're going to be like, well, we haven't won anything. Yes, we have. We've won 12 out of 15 games. That's a big deal because that's the first step in getting there. We beat the Kansas City Chiefs. We lost to Seattle in overtime over a coin flip and maybe a questionable call from Dan Campbell. We hung with the 49ers 2 years ago. The year we didn't win a game for 12 weeks. We hung with the eventual Super Bowl runners up, and our team isn't what it is now. Why can't we make a run? Just think about it. Think about what I'm saying. Open up your heart and listen. You want to see it the same way we do. This is not fluff. This ain't Kool-Aid. This is reality. You have a good team. And Brad Holmes has an opportunity to make this team better. I think he does. I think that move is going to signal to us. He's talking deep run. Deep run. And next year, we're going to be even better. And we're talking about the possibility of C.J. Gardner-Johnson coming back, right? Jahmyr Gibbs hasn't even broke out yet. Jameson Williams got to get it together. He will. I believe that. I believe in the kid. Those things start happening. There is no cap to our ceiling. So I know we're not used to talking about it, Lions fans, but we got to start. We got to get off the pass and start talking. I know it's tough, but we got a good team. And it's been a long time since we've been able to say that. PTSD is strong in the 313. Now is our time. All right, so all jokes aside and real talk. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a 9-minute segment. I wanted to bring that in. Hey, Mr. Poole, is it like a clip or something that I can bring in before we get off? 2023 Detroit Lions remind me of the 2004 Detroit Pistons. You know, that's the comparison that we've been getting. And I'll tell you this. I told you this a few shows ago. When we faced the Lakers, I was just like, well, we lost. Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, they're like at the top of their game. I'm like, dang, man. Well, it was fun while it lasted. We win the first game. I'm like, on the road. We win the first game on the road. I'm like, man, how did we do that? Wow, that's crazy. Then we get to game 2. And I remember this like it was yesterday because that was the last time I was really into the Pistons. Kobe Bryant, we're winning. Miraculous 3-pointer to send it to overtime. We lose. I'm like, dang, well, okay. When we come back, we win game 3 at home. This is when they were doing 2, 3, and 2. I'm like, dang, okay, we up 2-1. Then we win game 4. And I'm saying, is this real? Is this real? The Detroit Pistons were meant to lose that series. Like nobody had them beating Kobe Bryant and the LA Lakers in 2004. And not only did they beat them, they were 1 3-point shot away from sweeping them. We are the 2004 Detroit Pistons. I mean, just think about it. Richard Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, bro. Hey, I mean, think about it. The Detroit Lions, the 2023 Detroit Lions are the 2004 Detroit Pistons. A bunch of castaways. Chauncey Billups, castaway. Richard Hamilton, castaway. Ben Wallace, castaway. I mean, Jared Goff, castaway. Khalif Raymond, Josh Reynolds. I'm telling you, man, this stuff, you couldn't write it any better. The Pistons won because of grit. Bro, I swear they were saying grit before we were. Yes, it was 2, 3, and 2. I was at game 2 at the Staples. We got hoes that game. We didn't get hoes, bro. J-Mo is Darko. Nick. Oh, Nick, you're not right for that, bro. You're not right for that. Speaking nothing but facts, Jahmyr Gibbs could be the Tyreek Hill for us. What's up, bro? I think that was the last time it was 2-3-2 was in the finals. J-Mo Human Victory Cigar. Lion King football don't lie. Y'all stupid, bro. But seriously, what was the bad boy slogan was going to work, right? The 2004, not the bad boys, I'm sorry. The 2004 Pistons was the going to work Pistons. And the 2023 Detroit Lions got that same type of like grit, stuff like that. So anyway, I noticed one thing is that this team is very similar to that team. And we pulled off the impossible that year. We beat Goliath and the 2004 LA Lakers, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and the rest of them. And we whooped them, right? Man, I mean, when you start thinking about it, the parallels are there. It's crazy. Now, one thing I noticed that y'all haven't done this show, you have not complained about ads. So what I did was I said, let me try something else. I made the ads conservative. So which means that they they appeared less, and nobody once complained about an ad, so I think we'll do it like that. But with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all, right? I was a little chippy when we started because Jameson Williams got me feeling some type of way. Like, I don't know. He doesn't, but the fan base does, right? But anyway, we'll be back on Friday here at 1 p.m. You guys have a safe Wednesday. It's hump day. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you on Friday. Go Lions.
Hello, good morning. Horns is blowing, and I'm pissing off the neighbors. Whether home grown or imported, we feeling shorted, cause we waiting on our paper.
Hey, yo, wait, hold on, Easy. Easy, you still in here, bro? If Easy's still in here, hold on, let me know. Cause I just thought about something. Okay, he might be gone. I'm gonna ask him on, you know what? I don't know why I just thought about this. So check this out. I'm gonna talk to him. He must be gone. I'm gonna talk to him and Katie. I got an idea.
Cause when you're in the motor city, nothing is as pretty as the hustle. You don't know about the day, you don't know about the streets. Cause when you're in the motor city, everything ain't pretty, but it's love though. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City when we get back on our feet. Next time when they ask you where you from, you gon' say Detroit City when we get back on our feet. Yeah.